Welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I am here to give you my thoughts on the Hawkeye trailer. Now, I have been looking forward to Hawkeye for quite a bit. I always loved Clint Barton. I think he's an awesome character in the comics, out of the comics. I've recently kind of started to connect with Kate Bishop, mostly in the Matt Fraction's run on the Hawkeye series, My Life as a Weapon. I believe it's called My Life as a Weapon. The Hawkeye series, which was great, fantastic. I've talked about that before. It's really good. If you ever want to read a Hawkeye comic to get a vibe for what they're going for, just meet that Matt Fraction Hawkeye run. It's fantastic. It really is a fantastic run. I'm probably gonna reread it, honestly, just for shits and giggles. It's been a while since I've read it. But anyways, I want to talk about this trailer. Now, there's been very little known about it. Honestly, I thought about making a video, but I didn't do it because I was like, I could come out at any moment. Talking about how there's been very little conversation about the Hawkeye show. All we know is it's going to have Kate Bishop, and it's going to be the introduction of Kate Bishop, Hawkeye symbolically passing the torch to her, and that's about it. That is really about it. That's all we really known about the film. And a little other details, like some of the cast members. Like, we know Yelena Belova is going to be in it, going after him since the post-credit scene in Black Widow. We know certain actors who are going to be in it, but we really didn't know too much after that. But today, we know a lot. We know a lot. And first of all, it's a Christmas movie. I mean, it surprised me how much they were playing up the Christmas of it all. And I kind of knew they would play up the Christmas of it all, but it caught me off guard how much they're playing it up. And I love it. I think it gives Hawkeye a distinct, different tone and vibe from everything else in the MCU, aside from maybe Iron Man 3, which also had a Christmas tone to it. But while Iron Man 3 was a lot like Die Hard, where it was a action film that took place during Christmas, and like the Christmas was the backdrop to everything that's going on, but Christmas wasn't, Christmas wasn't like integrated into the movie. It just happened to take place during Christmas because Shane Black liked doing things during Christmas. That's just Shane Black's thing. I mean, you just gotta look farther than Lethal Weapon movies to get that. But this is different because this is a Christmas this is an action movie. The action Christmas movie, basically. Because Christmas is so integrated in every frame of this film. To the point, by the way, that the main poster that they put out is just a lit up New York City Christmas spirit. Just lit up New York City on Christmas. In New York City, and by the way, it's a brilliant idea anyways, because one of the most beautiful views ever. And I personally believe this. I've seen it in so many movies. I've seen it in so many clips and things on YouTube and all over the place. I've never been to New York at this time, but one of the most beautiful sights on earth is New York City while it's snowing, and New York City while it is Christmas. The way New York City is lit up during Christmas, the way it looks while it's snowing, I don't think there's not many. It just looks unique and just cool. Honestly, when I think of Christmas, when I think of Christmas, I think of New York City during Christmas, because it's been so many Christmas films and so many movies where if it's in a city, it's a New York City. I've never seen a Christmas movie. You don't see Christmas movies in LA. You don't see Christmas movie in Florida. You see Christmas movies that take place in New York City. It's just the backdrop, the vibe, the visual of it is just stunning. And they're really, really playing with that in this. And I'm happy for it. I'm really happy about it. But getting into what the show, kind of feels like a movie, really. What the show seems to be about is Clint Barton visits New York. It seems like he's visiting New York with his family. I know some people have talked about how his wife isn't in any of these clips, but I can kind of confirm, just because I've seen the leaks, that his wife is in these clips. You just haven't seen her yet. For one reason or another, you haven't seen her yet. I don't know why. Maybe they're hiding it, but she's in it because there was some what's the word I'm looking for? There were some images that leaked out while ago while they were filming it, and you saw her right there. So, and you see her in it. You probably can look it up if you want to. You see his wife in it. So Linda, you see her in it. So I would assume that, I don't know why they would leave her out of some of these clips, though she's not really there. And it seems like he's out with his family. It's Christmas. It's like, you know, it's Christmas spirit. It's not quite Christmas yet because he tells his family when he's sending them off, I'll be home for Christmas. But, you know, he's just in the Christmas spirit, and he sees something on the TV. The Ronin, this masked vigilante that terrorized the underworld. First of all, confirming something that we weren't really sure about, by the way. I don't see anyone talking about this, but confirming that no one actually knew Hawkeye was Ronin. The only people who knew Hawkeye was Ronin were the Avengers. That's it. The public and the public at large, the government, the authorities, they don't know who Ronin was. They don't even have a name for him. They just call him the masked vigilante. They don't know who he was. So that kind of is cool because it kind of does go, oh, well, no one actually knew who he is. So even for the people who are like, why wouldn't they just come after him for doing that? Why wouldn't the government come after him and tell us that, you know, arrest that man, he's a mass murderer? It's like, first of all, he killed gangs. He killed Yakuza bosses. He killed Yakuza bosses and cartels, okay? I ain't shed no tears over Yakuzas and cartel members, okay? You can go somewhere with that shit. You can go somewhere, but what if, fuck all that. Yakuza bosses and cartel members. I ain't got no tears to shed. And he did it during a time where half the world was offed. So, like, there's not even enough people, like, so literally, like, there's no one really gave a fuck. There's not even enough people to give a fuck at that point in time. And he helped bring half of the universe back. He helped bring back half of everybody on Earth. Which, I'm sorry, I don't mean to point numbers, but billions completely surpass hundreds, okay? Like, so regardless of which, all of that would mean he probably would get a free pass anyways. But no one even knows who the fuck he is, so no one would know to punish him for it anyways. But I digress. Guy, he has to go investigate. Someone's using that outfit. The outfit's gonna, you know, they're gonna get themselves killed or, you know, gonna cause damage, and he has to go investigate, clear things up. Finds out that it's Kate Bishop, played by Haley Steinfeld, that is in that suit. They meet up, and it seems like, to me, it seems like what's happening is Haley Steinfeld's character, Kate Bishop, something's going on where she wants to go and fight crime, and she looks so much up to Hawkeye, she thinks she can wear the Hawkeye outfit, and it will help her. And she gets way over her head in fighting crime, and Clint has to come save her. But I think she's trying to stop someone. I don't know if it's her mother or someone. Someone is doing some shady shit in New York right now. Kate Bishop found out about it. She thought, I got these skills. I'm a really good archer. Some people call me the greatest archer in the world. I can be like Hawkeye. I can save the day. Got over her head, and the real Hawkeye showed up to save her. And now he can't leave her because not only has she stumbled upon something that's really actually going on, but she's a young kid and he doesn't want to leave this young kid to get killed. And maybe along the way, he might see her as a suitable protege / replacement. That is the vibe. That is basically what this entire show is about. There are things they are hiding in the show. We still don't know anything about her mother. We still haven't seen, there's an actor cast as a swordsman who, if you know the swordsman from the comics, he's off and on again friend of Hawkeye. He's his mentor. He's the one who trained him in all the things that he knows. You know, sometimes he's a villain, sometimes he's not. It's curious if he's gonna actually be, you know, Hawkeye's mentor from back in the day. They didn't show anything about Yelena. You got a glimpse of Echo, but not too much. There's some really fun set pieces. There's a really cool sequence, which I don't see a lot of people talking about, but there's a scene with the tracksuit mafias, which are straight from the fucking comics. The guys in tracksuits, that is straight from the comics. They were called the Tracksuit Mafia, and they were a bunch of like European dudes that just say bro. Like tracksuits and Adidas, and they're just like bro. Actually, shout outs to it because it was literally on side of a car in it. So I hope they say bro. I'm curious if they're gonna have them say bro. But I digress. There's a fun sequence where one of them throws a Molotov cocktail, just throws a Molotov, and Clint breaks the window at the exact spot he was gonna throw it, catches it, and throws it back. I was like, sometimes you forget. Like, that is Clint's thing, it's his superior eyesight and shit. And he predicted that Molotov was gonna hit this spot, so he broke the window in that spot, caught it, and just threw it back. And I was like, That was badass. That was cool. But playing up, the thing that makes this exciting, first of all, I'm going to get this out the way from off the bat. I am an archery nut. I love the archery characters. I love Legolas. I love Green Arrow. I love Hawkeye. You know, like you could just I like what's her face from the Hunger Games. Like half the reason I even remotely like her is because she uses the bow and arrow. I am a bow and arrow dude. Every video game I play, if I have the option to use a bow and arrow, I will. I don't care if it's Turok. I don't care if it's Far Cry. I don't care, man. I don't care if it's freaking Crisis. If I can use the bow and arrow, I am using a bow and arrow. I just love the bow and arrow, especially the compound bow. I don't know why. I can't really explain it, but I have a fascination with bow and arrows, and have a fascination, and it instantly makes me like characters who use bow and arrows. So I'm already, you know, instantly ready to like Hawkeye. Plus, Hawkeye's done some really cool shit both in the comics and in the movies, so I'm already hyped for that alone. But on top of that, you know, I'm really hyped to see this ground level thing. Now, Falcon and the Winter Soldier was ground level, but it wasn't like ground level. It was like, it was up, you know, like Black Widow and Falcon and the Winter Soldier are on that like espionage shit, you know, like it's not really dealing with crime. They're dealing with like, you know, like shit. They're not dealing with like alien invasions or some shit or reality warping or anything, but they're dealing with high quality, you know, Mission Impossible level shit. This is criminals. He's dealing with criminals, and Hawkeye is getting the shit kicked out of him. It looks like he jumps out of a window, and his line breaks, and he's screaming like, ah! And you know, you just see him just laying there with all these packs, and he's got like a wine cooler because he clearly ran out of ice packs on his forehead. He is getting fucked up. He is getting captured. He is getting shot at. He's got this diehard John McClane thing going. I'm just a man, and I'm really enjoying that bit. You know, I'm looking forward to this. And the bit in the car near the end is ripped right out of the comics with him just, nope, don't want to use that bow, don't want to use that arrow, don't want to use that arrow. Here, use this one. Boom! What the hell? Do you have arrows but more powerful than that? We got arrows more dangerous than this? In the comics, he does. In the comics, he's got all kinds of arrows. Like, I'm not going to be shocked if he shoots an arrow and shrinks a guy. If he got a pin particle arrow. How the hell did he get a pin particle arrow? I don't know. But like I said, but I did think that was funny. It's like, what kind of arrows you have in here? I hope they have the boomerang arrow. One of the funniest lines in the Matt Fraction run was like, he was like showing her all his arrows. He's like, okay, I got this arrow, I got this arrow, I got this arrow. And they were like breaking it down in each image of the box. And at a certain point, he gets to the boomerang arrow. And she was just like, why do you have a boomerang arrow? And he's like, it comes back to you. It always comes back. It's just like, why would I want to shoot an arrow that's going to come back? Because boomerang. I hope they have the boomerang arrow. Come on, have the boomerang arrow. That was just fun. Also, Lucky the Pizza Dog is here. Great to see him. Great to see him. He's from the comics as well. Overall, the Christmas spirit in this movie is strong, and it's making me, and like, Christmas is such a beautiful time of the year. Honestly, I always love Christmas. Christmas is the time of the year to be positive. When I was a kid, especially when I was in elementary school, no matter how I felt about other people and how other people felt about me in school, Christmas was the time for us to put that shit aside and just be positive. Mostly because we're about to get 2 weeks out of school, but you know, other than that, other stuff too. You know, 2 weeks out of school and presents, they'll make the hardest soul be like, hey, I don't like you, but for this week, I'm cool, baby. Like, so Christmas is always a beautiful thing. It's great to get a bona fide Christmas thing, because this is going to be more Christmas-oriented than even, though Far From Home will have some Christmas elements in it. I don't think Far From Home is going to lean as much into it as this will. I'm excited for this. Like, I really enjoyed this. It was such a fun trailer. Like, I've seen it a couple times now. It's a really fun trailer, and it's really making this show gear up to be a really fun show. Just a really fun, upbeat family show. That family action Christmas show that you can watch with the kids. Like, if this works out the way I think it's gonna work out, this may end up being the most rewatchable of the Disney Plus series shows. It may be. It might. You know, because some of them, like I'm not, like, the most rewatchable one I could say so far, probably What If. It's probably What If. Just because these are such isolated events that you could just rewatch them over and over again. But other than that, the live action versions, it's probably Loki. Because, WandaVision loses its sting after you realize what's actually going on. It's still fun to go back and watch, because I have, but it's not as fun. Falcon and the Winter Soldier is cool too, but once you know where it ends, it doesn't, like, but once you know where it ends, it's like, there's, like, I mean, I don't mind watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier again, but once you know where it ends, Loki's the only one where it's like, okay, this is just thoroughly interesting and fun to just watch, you know, regardless of how I know it's gonna end. But other than that, yeah, it'd be What If. What If is easily the most rewatchable of the Disney Plus shows. But if this works out, this could be something that could be easily rewatchable. If this works out, Disney might have a Christmas classic on their hands if it works out. I hope it does. So anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and what did you think of the Hawkeye trailer? I rather enjoyed the hell out of it. I can't wait for the show. Bring on the archers, baby. Bring on the archers. Love you guys. You have a great day. Oh yeah, please remember to like, subscribe. I don't know if I said that bit. Please remember to like and subscribe, and you have a great day.